Hello, DJO, and welcome to the 44th annual Superdance. I want to thank you all for coming to the assembly today, and I hope you've all had an incredible time. What you guys are doing here is truly amazing. My name is Walter Witt, and I'm a 2016 graduate of Bishop O'Connell High School, and I have cystic fibrosis. When I was born in 1997, the life expectancy wasn't much greater than about 25 years old. And I really kind of grew up knowing that there are really two sides to cystic fibrosis. One is the long-term health and kind of where you see yourself going in terms of your health. And two is kind of the more daily, more granular treatments, activities, how are you kind of maintaining a baseline. So I want to talk to you about both and, just kind of keep it very brief because I know you have a lot of exciting activities to get onto. Number one, kind of on the day-to-day with cystic fibrosis, for me throughout my life, it's been, very time-intensive and very kind of consuming. I spend about 2 to 3 hours each day doing physical therapy treatments, maintaining my health, kind of watching what I'm eating, what my nutrition looks like, going to physical therapy, doing all these things to kind of maintain a baseline. And I'm sure you've already seen some of the common treatments, the vest that vibrates and inflates, and nebulizers and things of that nature. And for the greater part of my life, this was enough to kind of keep me at a baseline and keep me healthy. In terms of my life, I'd probably say that changed really right when I entered middle school, high school, kind of when I first became, almost a functioning adult, even though I'm not really there yet, but I kind of got that first intro. Where for the first time I found myself fighting a lung infection and not being able to recover. And actually, in those weeks in 8th grade, I ended up in the hospital for the first time. And it was one of those moments where I realized I might not live past, 18, 19, 20, 25. There's a reason people with this disease have this life expectancy. And that really kind of hit me hard, and it was a trend that really kind of continued through high school, at least through kind of the first half. Freshman year of high school, I was working really hard, taking a lot of classes, a lot of great classes at O'Connell. And I actually found myself in the hospital again right during exam period. Flash forward now to sophomore year, and the same kind of thing, and the same kind of trend. And it was almost a reminder of, you really need to think about the next 5 to 10 years of your life, because there's a reason, people with this disease don't do so well. And that really kind of hit home for me and was a lot of what I was thinking about. However, the story isn't negative, and it isn't all negative now today, because I'm 21 years old, I'm in college, I'm studying economics and archaeology at Harvard University. It's my junior year, so I have one more year, and then I'm actually, out in kind of the workforce and actually working. And I was very fortunate this past summer to be in New York working in real estate private equity. And then this summer, I'm actually also going to be in New York, also on the real estate private equity side. So I'm able to follow kind of my dreams and my passions and the things I, really set out to do in a field that's really exciting to me. Kind of working with buildings and developing buildings and things like that. And it's something I never, ever would have dreamed. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason that I'm able to pursue, a lot of what I at one point dreamed and didn't think was possible. And that really is, number one, the care and support of the CF community, which is incredible and has been incredible to me up here in Boston, especially. I'm so grateful. But number two is kind of access to medications and access to a lot of these new drugs that are being developed. Basically, my senior year of high school, I started taking a gene corrector called Orkambi. It's a revolutionary drug. What it did, for the first time in history, it actually targeted the genetic defect associated with cystic fibrosis. So it was targeting that CFTR gene, targeting what makes the disease tick. And that was a game changer. Within 8 months, I could actually feel myself becoming healthier, absorbing foods better, spending less time kind of coughing and running out of breath, and trying to keep pace with everyone else in my kind of grade, which I always found was difficult. And I, at the same time, also found myself staying out of the hospital and kind of straying away from these really intense lung infections. Since starting Orkambi, this was in August of 2016, I didn't end up in the hospital until about June of 2018. So I went almost 2 years. Um, and in that time, I saw the quality of life and my ability to go out and participate and be active in an academic community, in a social community. I saw that grow tremendously. It was amazing. Um, and then actually over this past year, I got even better good news, even more good news with the introduction of an improved version of Orkambi that's even more effective at targeting the defect, and that too has just been incredible. And so we look at kind of the next 5 to 10 years in the drug pipeline, and the access to these medications that's really, quite frankly, turned my life around and turned the direction of my life around. And there really isn't anything but kind of positivity and hope. And it's kind of seeing that and knowing, in the next 2 to 3 years, there are 3 drugs on the pipeline that are really going to be game changers for me. And that's kind of what's getting me up in the morning, what's keeping me going, because I still do have to do a lot of the kind of maintenance treatments and spend a lot of time per day and kind of deal with the physical side of the disease, the pain and fatigue and things that, quite frankly, go along with aging that, I wasn't necessarily prepared for. I am a fully functioning adult at 21 years old, and the disease is degenerative, so I feel those effects. But I have so much hope, and all of that is because of what you guys are doing here today, and your support and involvement, even in raising awareness, raising funds. That's what's pushing these drugs, and quite frankly, that's what's keeping me alive. So number one, I want to thank all of you guys so much from the bottom of my heart, to the O'Connell community, to everybody involved in making this happen. It means so much to me. It gives me so much hope. But number two, I want to tell you that you're making such an incredible difference in my life. You guys are the reason I'm here today, and I'm able to kind of go to class and have a social life and function and actually be growing up and becoming an adult, and it's been incredible. So there's so much hope, there's so much on the horizon, there's so much to look forward to. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you guys have a wonderful Superdance. I hope to hear great stories about it. I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to it so much. I remember doing it in high school, all throughout high school and then senior year, and it was an incredible time. So take it in, remember this assembly, those memories, and that fun doesn't leave you. And just again, thank you so much. Have a great Superdance. Thank you again, O'Connell. Goodbye.